Hi, I'm Presley. I always thought I had won the in-law lottery when I married Ethan. His mother, Diana, seemed supportive and kind, at least until I got pregnant. The first hint something was off came during Sunday dinner at their place. So, have you two decided whether you're finding out the baby's gender? Diana asked, passing the mashed potatoes. Actually, I smiled at Ethan, we're planning a small gender reveal party. Nothing fancy, just family and close friends. Diana's fork paused midway to her mouth. A gender reveal? Isn't that a bit attention-seeking? Ethan cleared his throat. Mom, it's important to Presley. She lost her parents last year, and this is helping her create new family traditions. I'm just saying, in my day, we were happy with a healthy baby. No fireworks required, Diana muttered. It's not about fireworks, I explained. It's about sharing a special moment with people we care about. And who's organizing this spectacle? Diana asked, her smile not reaching her eyes. Presley and her friend Zoe are handling most of it, Ethan said. Diana set her fork down with force. I see. So the grandmother isn't involved? I suppose I'm just expected to show up and clap on cue? You're welcome to help, I offered reluctantly. We could use input on the menu. How generous, Diana replied sarcastically. Robert, did you hear that? I get to choose the napkins. Robert, Ethan's father, looked up from his plate. Diana, let the kids do things their way. My best friend Zoe noticed my discomfort when I told her about it later that week. Diana's always been controlling about family events, Zoe said as we finalized party details. Remember your wedding? The woman practically hijacked your color scheme. She means well, I said, not entirely convinced. Besides, I've asked my doctor to put the results in an envelope. Only the bakery will know before everyone else. And you're sure you want Diana involved in the planning? Zoe raised an eyebrow. She's the grandmother, and Ethan thinks it's important she feels included. She's been texting me nonstop, I admitted, scrolling through my phone. Listen to this. Thought about your little party. Blue is traditional for boys, but have you considered navy? It's more sophisticated. She's already planning how to redecorate your nursery, Zoe snorted. And this one? Found the perfect venue for the reveal. My friend Martha's country club has a stunning garden. I've put down a deposit. I never asked her to do that. Prez, you need to shut this down now, Zoe warned. She's bulldozing you. I should have listened. 2 days before the party, I got a call from Ethan's sister, Melissa. Presley, I need to tell you something. Her voice was hesitant. Mom was talking to Aunt Susan on the phone yesterday, and I overheard her say she already knows the gender. What? How is that possible? The envelope's been... She said she called your doctor's office pretending to be you. Said there was a mix-up with the bakery order. She did what? My voice shook. There's more, Melissa continued. She's planning to announce it herself at the party. She bought this elaborate gift that makes it obvious. She said, and I'm quoting here, Presley's not family by blood. I should be the one to share the news about my grandbaby. I can't believe this, I whispered, my hand instinctively moving to my stomach. She's ordered a custom blue blanket with grandson embroidered on it. She plans to give it to you during the party before the cake cutting. Thank you for telling me, Melissa. I really appreciate it. I hung up and stared at the wall, betrayal washing over me in waves. She did what? Zoe practically screamed when I called her. Please tell me you're canceling the party. I paced my living room, phone pressed to my ear. I can't just cancel. People are traveling for this. But she completely violated my privacy, my trust. Have you told Ethan? He's in meetings all day. I left a message to call me ASAP. This is beyond inappropriate, Prez. This is your pregnancy, your moment. I know, I sighed. What should I do? You confront her, Zoe stated firmly. Right now. Which is how I found myself knocking on Diana's door an hour later. She answered wearing an apron, flour dusting her perfectly highlighted hair. Presley, what a surprise. I'm just making cookies for the party. We need to talk, I said, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. Is everything all right? The baby is fine. This is about you calling my doctor and impersonating me. Diana's expression shifted from surprise to defensiveness faster than I thought possible. Who told you that? Does it matter? Is it true? She wiped her hands on her apron. I was trying to help. These parties can go wrong if the bakery makes a mistake. That wasn't your call to make, I said, my voice steady despite my racing heart. You violated my privacy. You stole a moment that was meant for Ethan and me. You're being dramatic. I'm the grandmother. You're not the mother. I am. Barely 6 months along and suddenly you're an expert? Diana scoffed. I raised 3 children. I think I know a bit more about motherhood than you do. That stung, especially since my own mother wasn't alive to guide me through this. And what would your mother think of this behavior? Diana pressed, hitting my rawest nerve. Would she approve of how you're treating your child's grandmother? I felt heat rising in my cheeks. Don't you dare bring my mother into this. She would never have violated someone's trust the way you have. Melissa also told me about your plan to announce the gender yourself. For a moment, Diana looked caught. Then her eyes narrowed. Melissa should mind her own business. This is my business, my pregnancy, my child. And my son's child, my grandchild. The front door opened and Ethan's father, Robert, walked in. What's all the commotion? Your wife called my doctor, pretended to be me, and found out our baby's gender before we could, I explained, watching his reaction. Robert turned to Diana. Tell me you didn't. It's not how she's making it sound, Diana insisted. I was helping. By lying? By stealing one of the few special moments I have left in this pregnancy? My voice cracked. Robert shook his head. Diana, that was completely inappropriate. My phone buzzed, Ethan returning my call. I need to take this, I said, stepping onto the porch. Ethan, we have a problem. The day of the gender reveal arrived with tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Ethan had been furious with his mother but insisted we proceed with the party. Everyone's coming, he said as we set up decorations in our backyard. And Mom promised to behave. After she already ruined the surprise? I adjusted a balloon arch. She knows something we don't know about our own baby. I know, and I'm still angry about that. But she agreed not to say anything. Do you honestly believe her? I asked, pausing with streamers in hand. Ethan sighed, running his fingers through his hair. I don't know, Press. I've never seen her do anything like this before. Zoe arrived early, hugging me tightly. How are you holding up? Barely, I admitted. Diana's still coming. Ethan thinks canceling would make things worse. Men. Zoe rolled her eyes. So what's the plan? We're proceeding as if nothing happened. The bakery's delivering the cake at 2. When guests began arriving, Diana entered with a large gift bag. Where should I put this? She asked sweetly, as if our confrontation had never happened. With the other gifts, Ethan answered, his voice notably cooler than usual. But this one's special, Diana insisted. You'll want to open it first. All gifts will be opened after the reveal, Mom, Ethan said firmly. As more people arrived, I overheard Diana talking to my sister-in-law. I'm so excited to see their faces when they find out, Diana whispered. Though I have the perfect outfit already picked out, it's a shame they didn't tell me sooner. I stepped closer. Tell you what sooner? Diana jumped. Oh, Presley, you startled me. What were you just saying? Nothing important. It sounded like you were implying you know the gender, I said loudly enough that nearby conversations quieted. Diana laughed nervously. Of course not. How would I know? By calling my doctor and pretending to be me, I stated flatly. The backyard fell silent. Ethan appeared at my side. Mom, we talked about this, he warned. Ethan, your wife is making a scene at her own party, Diana hissed. Because you violated her privacy, Melissa interjected, stepping forward. I heard you on the phone, Mom. You admitted it. Diana's face reddened. This is ridiculous. I was trying to help. By stealing our moment? Ethan asked. It's just a cake color. Why is everyone overreacting? It's not about the cake, I said, my voice shaking. It's about boundaries. It's about respect. Respect? Diana laughed bitterly. You've been in this family 5 minutes. I've devoted 30 years to it. Mom, Ethan exclaimed. No, let her finish, I said. I want to hear exactly how she justifies this. Diana looked around at the shocked faces. Fine. Yes, I called the doctor, and yes, I know it's a boy. There, happy now? Gasps erupted around us. Ethan's face crumpled. Mom, how could you? I felt tears burning. You just couldn't help yourself, could you? You had to ruin this too. Ruin? Diana scoffed. I'm telling you, you're having a healthy grandson. You should be thanking me. Robert stepped forward. Diana, that's enough. You've gone too far. Don't you dare take their side, she snapped, then turned back to me. This is my grandchild too. I have rights. No, I said quietly. You had privileges, and you've just lost them. The week following the disaster of a gender reveal was filled with tense phone calls and tearful conversations. Ethan and I spent hours discussing what had happened and what it meant for our family's future. She's called 6 times today, Ethan sighed, silencing his phone as we sat in our living room. Dad says she's been crying nonstop. I'm sorry she's upset, I said carefully, but I'm not sorry for setting boundaries. I know. He rubbed his face tiredly. I just never thought she'd go this far. Has she apologized? Actually apologized? Not just made excuses? Ethan shook his head. She keeps saying we're being unfair, that she was just excited. Zoe brought over dinner that evening, setting containers of food on our coffee table. So, what's the plan now? The whole town's talking about Diana's meltdown. We're taking some space, I explained. I told Ethan I don't want her at any doctor's appointments, the baby shower, or in the delivery room. And after the baby's born? Zoe asked cautiously. Ethan and I exchanged looks. We haven't decided, he admitted. Melissa stopped by the next day, sitting awkwardly on our porch swing. Mom wants me to talk to you, she confessed. She's written an apology letter. An apology? I asked skeptically. Melissa handed me an envelope. For what it's worth, Dad's really laid into her. I've never seen him so angry. How are you doing with all this? I asked her. Melissa sighed. Honestly, I've been watching Mom pull stuff like this for years. Smaller things, but same pattern. She can't stand not being the center of attention. I read the letter after she left. It was full of justifications, thinly veiled as apologies. I'm sorry you felt hurt, rather than, I'm sorry I hurt you. When Ethan came home, I showed him the letter. This isn't an apology, he said sadly. It's a defense. I know, I replied, which is why I've made a decision. About Mom? I nodded. Until she can genuinely acknowledge what she did and why it was wrong, I don't want her around our son. Ethan was quiet for a long moment. That's a big step, Press. I know, but think about it. If she'd do this now, what boundaries will she cross when he's born? Will she undermine our parenting decisions? Will she respect how we want to raise him? 3 days later, we met Diana and Robert at a neutral location, a quiet cafe downtown. Diana immediately reached for my hands. Presley, I'm so sorry for any misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding, I interrupted gently but firmly. You deliberately went behind our backs. I've apologized for that, Diana insisted. What more do you want? Real accountability, Ethan said. Mom, you violated our trust in a fundamental way. And now you're punishing me by keeping my grandchild from me? Her voice rose slightly. We're protecting our child and our boundaries, I corrected. Until you can genuinely understand why what you did was wrong. Not just that we're upset, but why your actions themselves were inappropriate, we need space. So that's it? I'm banned from my grandson's life? Not permanently, Ethan explained. But for now, yes. No doctor appointments, no delivery room, and after he's born, we'll need to see real change before you have unsupervised time with him. This is cruel, Diana whispered. Robert, tell them. Robert shook his head. They're setting reasonable boundaries after you crossed a major line, Diana. Actions have consequences. You're all against me, she cried. After everything I've done for this family. We're not doing this to hurt you, I added. We're doing this because we need to trust the people in our son's life. Diana stood up abruptly. You'll regret this. When you need help with a newborn and you're exhausted, you'll come crawling back. Maybe, I acknowledged. But it will be on our terms, not yours. After they left, Ethan squeezed my hand. That was hard, but you were right. 2 months later, as we finished the nursery, Zoe helped me hang a family photo collage. Still no real apology from Diana? She asked. Nope, I replied. Just more guilt trips through other family members. Does it bother you that she's missing all this? I considered the question as I rubbed my expanded belly. Sometimes. I wish things were different. But then I remember what she did, how easily she violated my boundaries, and I know we made the right choice. Melissa says she's been telling everyone I'm hormonal and overreacting, I sighed. She's even bought a complete nursery set for her house. Classic, Zoe muttered, painting herself as the victim while completely ignoring why she's in this position. Later that night, Ethan and I sat in the completed nursery, imagining our future. Do you ever wonder if we're being too harsh? He asked softly. Sometimes, I admitted. But then I ask myself, if someone else treated me the way your mom did, would you want them around our child? He shook his head. No, I wouldn't. That's how I know we're doing the right thing. It's not about punishment, it's about safety, about trust. I just hope someday she understands. Me too, I whispered, looking around at the blue walls we'd painted once we knew we were having a son, a moment Diana had stolen but couldn't diminish. But even if she doesn't, we'll be okay. The three of us. What would you do if a family member violated your trust this way? Would you set firm boundaries like Presley or try a different approach? Share your thoughts in the comments.